Greetings, everyone. This is the gardening snail of Livingston, California. Sometimes bumbling, stumbling, rambling, and rumbling along, but always trying to keep the community informed and local government as honest as possible under the present circumstances. In this video, we go over some of the details contained in the November 2021 invoice from White Brenner LLP. Starting off with general municipal billed at $200 per hour. Topics billed here include $60 for the AAA project, $40 relating to agendas, $600 to attend meetings, $20 about the city manager, $20 for a confidential matter, $40 about Facebook post, $60 about the Haas litigation, and you can see the beginning of a list of emails about city council meetings, which totaled up to $260, and then there is $1,500 billed as attending office hours. Then there's $80 about the Planning Commission, $40 for questions, and $20 of redacted, for a grand total of $2,740, most of that attributable to Tom Hallinan. Moving on to human resources, one of the things I've noticed is that not only are they redacting much of what was done, but also who did it and when it was done. However, we can infer a date range in which the hours were generated based on the dates of the other actions. Here we can see $137.50 labeled as generic employment matters and $165 labeled for the MOU. And here we have a couple of the redactions I talked about, which leads to total redactions of $2,090 and total professional services of $2,392.50. Most, if not all, of these redactions generated by Deborah Henshaw Vieira, the firm's employment law specialist, at $275 per hour. Next up, public document requests billed at $200 an hour. We see $20 about a building permit, $20 about employee contact, $20 about a fave, and $80 about request by the Fresno District Attorney and Special Investigator. $340 to generate a redacted invoice, so much for transparency, and $40 about personnel records. $80 to process a request from the Merced Sunstar, $360 related to Sun Valley Estates, and $80 for something which is redacted, for a grand total of $1,040 to process public document requests. Most of those hours billed by the law clerk. Now let's take a look at hours billed for the general plan update at $275 per hour, the majority of which are about communications bouncing back and forth between the contractor hired by the city to do the update and staff at White Brenner. Staff that, at least as of the date of the recording of this video, is not listed as one of the attorneys at White Brenner. Moving on to the hours billed for the recall, also billed at $275 per hour. We notice the grand majority of hours billed have been redacted, $2,365 worth redacted, which seems to beg the question, what did this person do? What advice was given, supposedly to the city, to require that none of us be allowed to know what we are being billed for? There were 8.6 hours worth of redactions, which match up to the 8.6 hours billed by Andrew Doan, who appears to be the most junior member of the firm. So what exactly is going on here? Well, I can't state with 100% certainty, but I think I have enough information in order to make a decent inference, at least when it comes to the bill for the recall. In previous videos, something I've pointed out was just how long it seemed to take to analyze or draft 4 copies of what amounted to basically the exact same thing. and how, once the first draft was done and approved, the other should have been a simple matter of using an edit function to replace the names involved, resulting in much fewer hours billed for the second, third, and fourth document in the same series. So if this is an attempt to cover up similar charges or just legal advice given to the city by a more junior member of the firm, I'll leave it up for you to decide for yourself. Moving on to community development, billed at $200 per hour. Here we have $200 for the Gallo project, $40 about grant funds, and the beginning of a string of communications back and forth between Harvey, Galvan, and White Brenner staff, adding up to a grand total of $640 for the month of November. I'm going to point out here that this communications ping-pong game has already cost us $1,200 in October. So the longer this goes on, the more it's going to cost us just for the emails and phone calls being made. Back to November invoice, and we see $40 having to do with emails about meetings and $480 for review of planning process. Reviewing the planning and development process seems to be another topic that is generating quite a few billable hours for the firm. And we see here who racked up most of those hours. Lastly, let's look at what was billed as police matters at $200 an hour. We see the unredacted portions have to do with the former police chief. As for the redactions, again, I can't say for certainty what they were about, but if we look at the claim for damages submitted by John Markle, a reasonable person could conclude that the redactions most likely relate to this issue. And here's the recap of hours billed. Photo credit. Any editorial content expressed on any of my videos in 2022 are my own as a resident of Livingston and do not represent the views and opinions of the City Council or the official position of the City of Livingston itself.